Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Hero, Defender of the Fatherland, offer to glorious 1v1 on, you guessed it is, Taranto Coastline. We got Jesulin with the 82nd Airborne and airdrop 30 cals. We got Treadz here with the 55th Infantry Division and Italian reservists. Quite the gap there, no ruler quality of units there in a sense. But we're off here, dropping in here, aggressive setting up shot machine gun here, definitely something I'm typically used to seeing with fudging pioneers, but obviously works really well with a 30 cal as well. So we're off here, as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking on the videos, helps out immensely as well there. In this case with the YouTube algorithm, keeps them from spreading out videos further and keeps the cat from biting off my fingers. So we're off here as I continue to struggle a bit with the cold, which is making me sound a lot worse than I actually feel. So my apologies there, but we're off here. Pioneers, Italian, second squad, they out for Treadz, equipped with the mighty Carcano bolt action rifle, which basically became the mainline Italian rifle by sheer happenstance of, well, incompetence, as they actually were planning to go for a rifle with a larger round, but due to basically someone deciding they needed both rifles with the new round and the old rifle round for some reason, and that basically created a massive logistical headache, so they just had to fall back on something else, and that ended up being this rifle, which is basically a rear echelon rifle. So fun facts there. Second 30 cal out there for Jesulin. Italian troops are about to clash with engineers, so really rough, awkward start here for Treadz. Jesulin locking down this until Treadz can bring in some artillery or a larger scale assault to flush that out. The south side 30 cals are going to cause problems here, so definitely not your average metagame match here from other players. While I definitely have been noticing more players recently going for 30 cals, Italians just continue to sort of be very limited overall stability there. Gunning is wiped. As well, they're in some sense cheaper grenadiers with free reinforcements occasionally. They just don't quite scale as well as the grenadiers, and they lack some of the flexibility of the grenadiers, so they're sort of kind of stuck in a weird spot there. Almost had the 30 cal, but courage and faith in freedom pulled them through. Up north here, more Italians running into the scouts here. We got the weapon support center and infantry support center there for Jesulin. Treadz maintaining good pressure, and basically, instead of attacking into this, he's going for option B, which is to attack the entire supply line here. Well, clearly Jesulin is not ready, because, why would the Germans not attack into a prepared position? Goddamn Krauts! They're not attacking into our machine guns, instead they're attacking our weak points. Goddamn Nazis and their goddamn tactics. So, got the 30 cal setting up shop there, more setting out here as well. No tech yet for Treadz, we do get the early bunker here, and of course the Italian coastals have synergies with bunkers, so getting an early medic bunker up is quite frankly smart. Meanwhile, half-track on the way there for Jesulin, the man of the hour. Obviously, right here, Treadz' decision to go for that fast bunker and then not getting out anti-tank assets will prove to be a bit of a headache for him, as he has nowhere really significant stuff in the half-track. Officer as well there, providing glorious Italian leadership to his men, but crucially, no anti-tank weapons. We do have the medic bunker on the way there for Treadz, and that will definitely provide him long-term with some economic advantage. At least negate some of the economic disadvantage of sending reservists out to fight. Half-track on the move there. No upgrade yet there for Jesulin. Also got aerial repair troopers. You can see though, with the push here though, as you might have noticed, the Treadz maneuver has forced Jesulin to abandon the western outpost here. So, smart play there by Treadz, thumbs up. Again, there are some risks involved, but at the same time, by opening up this, with no real fight then, and at the same time, same response supply line, he's definitely achieved, I think, something very handy. Following up here with the Luftwaffe company, very much classic pick here in the current metagame, because for the Wehrmacht, it offers you the best tools for, like, recently dealing with light vehicles in a more flexible manner than the Pak 40. There we go. Dropping in some troops here right on the officer, more or less. Go pop into the building here. Get some other units up there.
Commandant, territory
There you go,
sector
troop
lost.
enforcing healing. Luftwaffe company almost done. Officer dropping in. Calling in the artillery right on the approach to the drop again there.
An officer awaits deployment.
There you go, direct hit from mortar round. Officer that's getting shredded here by the M3 half-tech with its 50 cal. Paratroopers, the Italians got the Mark II frag grenade then launched heroically, democratically, almost taking out the entire squad, forcing retreat. 30 cal joining in there. Ultimately, Treadz wasn't able to bring up enough forces to like really secure the area. Combined with the lack of any anti-tank assets, meaning Jesulin could like very quickly negate what Treadz was doing there. Unfortunately, there you go. We do get close to the anti-tank grenade, which yes is basically a Molotov because that's what the Italian anti-tank grenade of the Second World War was. It was basically them formalizing an improvised solution, which was basically to take the detonator from a regular, grenade, and then just applying that to a Molotov. And then they just basically went, yeah, that works. That's not our official anti-tank grenade. So fun fact there. Very fun fact. It certainly highlights the way, things at times were fairly improvised. It also highlights that Molotovs were actually much more common during the Second World War than most people imagine. In particular, the Axis forces were also big users of them. Not just the Finns or the Italians, but even the Germans actually produced a lot of them.
Sector lost.
Engineers there for Jesulin to replace the ones cut down ruthlessly by those damn Italians and Germans. Got the Eagles out here for Treadz and das Fahrtsland. John missions over the Panzerschreck. He's fighting for the field back. He's Pioneers, though I don't think we'll make it back alive here unless it gets very lucky, which could happen. Does happen, actually, impressively. Got the Eagles closing in there. Medics hard at work picking up some of the wounded. American medic also moving in.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
Western points are being seized. Pioneers reinforcing. We'll have to see what happens for the Luftwaffe company. Could be a Flak 30. Could also be just going to try and go straight for support elements and then the Wind. Also, another reason Luftwaffe is popular. Winds tend to be a good way of trying to push back against your opponent's light vehicles and also deal with the infantry quite aggressively. Northeast German forces breached the northern perimeter here. Jesulin withdrawing the machine gun team in the face of the advancing German Jaegers. It's a lot of action here, a lot of maneuvering. M16 upgrade there for Jesulin.
We have advanced weaponry ready
Jaegers
to be
there
deployed.
can upgrade the Panzerschreck now, but they need to get into their own territory. At least for now, he can fire off a smoke grenade there. Engineers closing in. And artillery called on by the officer nearby. Savvy play there by Treadz, thumbs up. But the officer still has to withdraw.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Flanking the 30 cal here, occupied with the other Pioneer squad, chancing from the other side. Treadz launching a more focused assault on the south here. Pioneers supported by the Italians completely rout the southern flank of Jesulin. Not entirely apparently ordering the 30 cal there to safety. Bold move there by
Victory
Jesulin.
point is under enemy control.
Now the Jaeger squad for Treadz. No sign of Panzerschrecks as of yet though. We got Jesulin with another aggressive airborne drop there. Partly because I imagine Treadz just doesn't really have a lot of great ways to punish that. Not like his Italian tripped him for a grenade. But Commandante, we have this Molotov cocktail. 9, we can't force that. It's anti-tank, even if it works really well against infantry. Can't throw it at infantry. It's Canadians would be upset. You know how they get when they get upset. Bad things happen. Italian troops are routed. Northeast captains moving about there. Second Jaeger squad out. We got the first Panzerschreck upgrade there for Treadz. Italian squad putting up a heroic defense there inside the bottle shop. Jaegers as the paratroopers. M1 carbines versus G43s. Semi-automatic versus semi-automatic, but the Americans pull through there.
The enemy has
Being
taken
pushed
our
back
territory.
here. Treadz does need his pantswing shot, just needs something to push harder back with. Up north, until we hit flushing out the Italian troops here overrunning Treadz. He's threatening to overrun Treadz northern position with a 50-50 infantry division.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Smoke deployed supporting a flanking attack. The officer needs to get out of there before he gets the posthumous promotion.
Ready.
There you go. Jaeger's upgraded. Others sitting out there. And we got Jesulin here at the 10-minute mark going straight for the tank depot. Fairly common stuff with airborne builds. They usually tend to be more about pathfinders, but clearly a bunch of third kills dropped from above. And some paratroopers and M16 gets the job done as well. Particularly the map control. Jesulin was able to instill on the map here. Fast tank depots is very much within the realm of doable. And will set a massive headache here for Treadz.
We must counterattack.
Another Panzerschreck on the way there, another Ketten Panzerbuchse.
The enemy is
Wirbelwind
striking at our
2/3 of the way
infantry
down
company.
here. And with Jesulin not exactly having a lot of anti-tank assets, the Wirbelwind's going to be very potent here. In that sense, it is surprising Jesulin doesn't directly have a lot there, but he's also airborne. So that, of course, that means he has that massive strategic advantage. He can always just airdrop an anti-tank gun, upgrade his pair to the bazookas, like he can very quickly bring in the counters to the Wirbelwind. So in that sense, this is also what allows airborne players like more consistently and aggressively just rush out the tank depots, because they naturally just have the tools to, like, cover like any sudden, like, whoops, there's a tank development. Very much a great advantage the airborne battle just has over the others. Much, I'm sure, to Patton's great disagreement. I wish I could drop in anti-tank weapons from above, but no. Can't do that, Patton. Can't drop tanks. Well, watch me. Nope. I mean, I'm sure he'd probably try and do that and get away with it. Terrible results. But 441 was 440. Southside scouts going for the coastal service. Vehicle charging there. Go heavy responsive. See, it doesn't airdrop in the tank gun. Just upgrades both pedestal bazookas and lets loose the flak panzer. Absolute brutality out of Jesulin. It does slightly, negate some of the anti-infantry what you can do. They can always just drop in more paratroops if necessary, or get something else really. So wait, bazooka Paris moving in there. Further north, the Jaeger's in a bit of a sticky spot here. Jesulin counter-attacking and moving in aggressively. Still, Treadz does actually have some map control here. He's almost got a field cache. The field put up north is east away from Jesulin, so definitely some nice work here by Treadz to turn the tides against Jesulin, though obviously not without his issues, but plenty of hiccups here. Trying to take out that M16 there. Can he get off one final punch shot? And he does! He does. It's burning wreckage there. There you go. Perhaps going for the treating Jaegers. Could get a white beer. Wirbelwind rushing in here. Which might... No, I didn't save the Jaegers. At least they dropped the Panzerschreck. And again, I don't think the Perhaps will be able to grab it. Oh, wait. That's a big blow there to Treadz. We'll have to see how he responds, but I imagine there's going to be a second Wirbelwind out of Treadz. A lot of these strategies do tend to involve getting multiple Wirbelwinds and then just shredding their opponent's infantry. Yup, there we go. On the other hand, we haven't really seen much else out of Treadz battle group. They might want to do something, and obviously Jesulin may want to consider doing something similar. As neither player really beyond just, 2 units they can call in, haven't done anything with the respective battle groups. More Jaegers for Treadz, though, cancelled the Wirbelwind. Okay, guess he wants a tank depot. And we got Jesulin with 105mm Sherman. Okay, Treadz commits to something. It is the Obice. Massive hearts there to blast his opponent. Mine's going down as well. That's thumbs up. There you go. Anti-tank guns, recon runs, and supply drops there out of Jesulin. Challenge troops are getting mauled. We got 2 30 cal teams letting loose here. Good chance to lose them if he's careful. Again, noting he does not really have much of an exit plan for them, so they end up taking a lot of damage. Might get wiped out here. Further south, Indians flanking in. Paratroops, they're getting more movements. Got veteran Roberts is activated, which absolutely suppresses both the squads here. There goes Sherman advancing. 32 Jaegers putting up a fierce fight here. Martyrs for Treadz response here, of course, to the 100 Sherman. Very sensible response there. I mean, he could try it, like, you know, going for what else he wanted to, but he needs, you know, more significant counter to the 105 Sherman. Meanwhile, Jesulin dropping in another paratroop squad here behind enemy lines. Their thumbs up straight onto the fuel point there.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Savvy played that definitely catches Treadz off guard and unprepared. He can get the Vibbant over there, but it's all being hunted by the Sherman. He needs something to counter the Sherman then.
Tank destroyer is ready.
So this
for
is
combat.
definitely a bit messy for Treadz. Very much, I imagine, as Jesulin has intended. Jaegers moving in. Martyr fleet, Model M on the move. Czechoslovakian Panzer 30T, the Pack 40 mounted on it. The Germans will make heavy use of the Czechoslovakian Panzer 30T design for a variety of weapons platforms, unless they're using it for the actual tank itself, kind of expired. Along with the Martyrs, you had the Killer, you had a Flak Panzer, and of course you had the Hesses. So even as the tank itself, again, this kind of lost a lot of its, you know, utility against the enemy. It's still providing like a lot of like just great bases for like other designs. There's even like a reconnaissance tank similar to the looks based off it, which typically tend to get a lot less, you know, showing off than compared to the looks. Tragically, big route here, the up north, the counter inbound here. Paratroops putting a big problem here for Treadz. Needs the Vibbant up there to deal with it, but this Vibbant isn't having any repairs. So, a lot of problems here for Treadz. Jesulin hits back here.
Striking at our infantry company.
Complicating matters, we got a third bazooka upgrade. There's a total of 6 bazookas there for Jesulin.
Infantry within skip.
A lot of bazookas. A lot of boom. So, will Treadz go for another Vibbant, another Martyr here? Will he try and take up? I mean, there's only a few paths here that Treadz could go on here versus Jesulin.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
We must.
Sherman's on the move there, heading northwards instead now.
Permission
Probably
granted.
hoping that
Designated defensive line.
Treadz focus will be on the south side, so he'll have his entertain SS there, does not up north. So far, it does appear to be the case. And we've got a bunker here for Treadz. Could be a pack bunker, could be a machine gun bunker, could be a support bunker. I mean, there's many types of bunkers here that said, considering the map. Pardon me, would not be surprised to see the pack bunker there to have to deal with the Sherman. We'll have to see either way bunker up there. Bazooka paratroops, they're going at it further south here. Smaller splits all here, but just to suddenly make the point from another angle. He was attacking from the center towards the north, looking to get behind the front here of Treadz. Not bad play to Jesulin at all. He's got kill caches. Bunker continues to remain fairly vanilla there, no upgrades to it. And rapid fortifications. Unit white there, looks like some Italians bit the bullet. Okay, I may want to upgrade that bunker soon enough. German assault for the centre with Italian support. Quickly thwarted here. Jesulin not allowing anyone to pass here. South side. Getting to work on the bunker. He's going for another medic bunker? I mean, that is an option, legitimately, but I honestly would have expected something like a pack bunker, machine gun bunker there. Could have been a misclick, I suppose, so much else going on there, but it's also very possible he intentionally went for a second medic bunker there.
Now get back into fight. The invaders want suspected thing.
And the howitzer
We
now.
have finished the research.
So double medic bunkers now on top of the Obicha there. As Jesulin there's got a second Hunter Farmer Sherman almost ready here versus Treadz. Certainly continues to be fairly non-meta play there both sides. 2 thumbs up. Always I find something fairly fascinating and compelling to watch.
You have 3 command points at your disposal.
Got pressure there, continue to heap up on the German forces here. Scouts, super approach from the in, flak punch there, hold down, has to quickly get out of there. And we got the howitzer firing there. Right at the 30 cal there on the east side, misses though. He's for the first shot. Second shot does a bit more damage. Bunker down the mountain number to just the sheer volume of bazooka rockets there. Obviously much better here for Treadz, who could have had the howitzer fired there. But clearly by the time he started like shooting it was already too late. As at that stage I hadn't seen the flank coming in, it's obviously just fired there. And obviously either way though, guessing got some damage in before getting pushed off. Mines in the south, another martyr there for
The
Treadz.
enemy has taken a victory point.
And up north in northern victory points being hated, we got a lone Jaeger squad moving in, but the Jaegers are low in health, low in veterancy, low in motivation perhaps. So they basically got 2 G for defeats, 1 G for defeat options, 3 scouts here, then being retreat
Batteries
there.
are requesting orders, Commandant.
Task completed.
Second martyr almost done. Howitzer remains silent for now here.
Fixed. Now get back into fight.
Jaegers moving out.
We have a new Marder tank destroyer. Sector lost.
Coastline they're being blasted, bombarded.
Territory
Erected, holy smokes, massive explosions, ripping through the American ranks. Martyring and double 100 from Sherms, they're about to, I think, wipe out the entire reserve squad here. Narrowly hits retreat button before the 2 Sherman crews let loose. Martyring nearby, gets a decent shot at the Sherman. Sherman being forced back. We got an incendiary, it's an extra cover bomb run on the howitzer. Oh dear. Can't even catch the machine then retreat.
Infantry company taking damage.
Guarded and the howitzer's gone as well. Big payoff there for Jesulin. Forcing significant casualties amongst the ranks of the 50-50 infantry division here. Fifth Infantry Company there. At least the machine can be recruited, but the howitzer not so much.
Alarm!
So that definitely puts Treadz a bit more on the defensive now. And certainly does question whether or not it was a good idea, bring up the question whether or not it's a good idea to bring in a howitzer against an airborne player, since again, carpet bombing runs, you can see they couldn't very quickly make short work of such a howitzer. In particular, factor in there was like accepting a lot of arm out of Treadz. I think it really necessitated a strafing rocket run there either. So, German machine bunker on the way there, thumbs up. Meanwhile, fresh assault team by Jesulin attacking forwards, pushing through the German lines here as they try to establish a new defensive point here by the western victory point, but it's not going too smoothly right now. What Jesulin attacking's got advantage, logistics, cheaper reinforcements on the way. Jaeger's punch veteran puts a grenade here. I think it's something the doors. Officer gone. Another single blow to Treadz here. Like, he's taking a lot of losses in a very short amount of time. There's some pretty heavy and difficult to replace losses like that.
forces have captured
That's
a victory
another
point.
significant tactical win here for Jesulin. This stage he could very well snowball the match into his favour. Unfortunately for Treadz here, the machine gun bunker is not going to do much to stop 200 Germans.
The
Quite the
enemy remains
opposite.
stubborn. We are down to
Gets
300
taken down in
points.
just 2 volts. Devastating blow there to
Our enemy
Treadz.
has control over all victory points.
And Jesulin achieves another triple cap here. Situation for the German army getting increasingly not good. Paratroopers closing in there. Right for heavy automatic fire. Jaegers moving in. Double margin support here. Going out from the 2 Shermans here with their pantry strikes. Desperately do some damage here, but the shots just keep missing. Jesulin just has the double zone lock on
The
that one.
ability is ready for use.
254 versus
We
253.
are losing the lead.
All arms, fire!
More blasting up north here.
Infantry missing.
30 cap putting on defense. Another wipe here. Treadz is constantly suffering heavy excruciating loss at this point. Not look good for him. Jesulin just steadily gaining more and more of a tactical advantage to his opponent. Like, I think we should look at the point just Treadz can't really
MG42 has been
deal
decrewed.
with it anymore. He
Do
just
not let it fall
collapses
into
completely. In fact,
enemy
he
hands.
just lost his machine gun team there now to the Americans. The situation here for Treadz is really getting horrid. And he's just also floating synchronized resources, self-chucked, I think, on the MG42. Or just destroyed bazookas. Nice modified leads from 105
We have
Shermans.
lost the sector.
Jaeger slinging into the south. Treadz trying his best here to stage a comeback, but I don't think him flooding a lot of resources is going to help with that. Martyrs need to withdraw here. We got 203, 253. Need to get repaired. We got paratrooping and bazookas. Nothing to screen them. Nothing to soften up the incoming blow here from Jesulin's bazooka
We are down
paratroopers.
to 200 points.
That's some 200 points here. Third 100 Sherman here for Jesulin. Jesus. Definitely feels like it's been a while since we've seen anything like that.
Infantry! Get to ground!
Low and intelligence squad being attacked by the paratroopers. Further south, the Yates getting ready. Another beat out of Treadz. Again, continues to call in like in a carpet bombing run. I am not sure this is the best, but additionally, again, the way it's positioned makes it also very easy for, like, Jesulin to get collateral damage in on Treadz, like he did with that MD42 with the first one. So, I feel like Treadz is sort of slowly adding in more and more problems for himself to solve here against Jesulin.
MG42 and crew available.
Except with the way things are going, it does not appear like he's actually managed to solve anything. Got 105 moves, incendiary shells that push back the Jaegers with any damage. 175 is 253. Absolute brutality on the way, 169 is 253. Treadz continue to hold on, he's almost got the howitzer built. But will it matter though? When he gets the howitzer up. Oh, he cancels it. I do think that's a smart
Ability
move.
activated.
Building another bunker. Up there again. And bringing another village to deal with infantry. The crucial development won't be helping one shot against all these 105 Shermans, so I'm not entirely sure another development is honestly the best choice for Treadz. Though arguably doesn't exactly have one of the great options at the moment this current position. And there goes Sherman trying to the base here. Treadz powerless to stop the armored fist of America from just hitting him. Even almost done, there we go. Suppressed machine in trouble.
HQ is under attack. We must clear them out.
140 was 253. And another cup bomb run here. Utterly crushing their Treadz further. At this point, it does very much look like game over. I am not entirely sure how Treadz will turn this run. There's just an absolutely throws this match away. Like he would have to do some absolute level throw to lose this. 131, 253 here.
One of our
Missing team down.
Do not let it fall into enemy hands.
GG's near for Treadz is collapsing. Going for another martyr, but and we got the super going in for the people outside the base. Even getting re-hits in. Infantry company down. At this point, it's looking very game over here. Incredibly good. We've got a Hellcat now for Jesulin, just I think, you know, get the point across.
We have territory cut off from supply.
Ace Flak Panzer, they're doing what they can here. Marder, number 3 ready. Yeah, just Treadz infantry is more or less gone here. Black Panzer down. Another sneaking blow here to Coastline. 109 with 253. Bunker down. There you go, GG out of Treadz. Good beat down in a fairly non-meta match there, so always something there. I do think Treadz probably needs to work on his unit preservation a bit more, and it's also needs to, I think, stay a bit more non-linear as the match went on. Early game, great, but also this match went on, I think he sort of started to play a lot more in a predictable way, which helped out just a little bit as well there. So, hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.